Next function is date diff. Using the date diff function, we can find out the difference between start date and end date. Okay. By using this function, we can find out a difference between start date and end date. So what are the inputs we will need to pass? We will need to mention, okay, start date. We need to mention end date. Also, we need to mention in which part type we are going to find out the difference. Okay. We need to mention the part type. We need to mention the start date. We need to mention the end date. Okay, clear? So you think what is the data type, okay, of output? Okay, definitely we use a date diff function and we get an output, right? So what is the data type of output? Can you just guess it? Hello?
Integers.
Integer.
Integer, very good. Okay, so let me write a syntax. Okay, date diff, okay, part type, comma, start date, comma, end date. Clear or not clear? The syntax is clear. So let's try some examples. Select date, diff. Okay. We are going to find out the difference. Okay. In years. Okay. So let me pass YY, comma. So we have to mention some start date and we have to mention some end date. So start date. Okay. It is a hard coded value. If it is a hard coded value, you need to mention the value within single code. Let's say 2022. So 0 to, okay, 10. So last year, okay, February 10th is the start date. Now end date will be the today date. So can you tell me? So end date means today date. Today date is nothing but a system date, correct? You already know, right? This one. So can anyone tell me what would be the output for this query?
1 year.
1 year. So 2023 is the, okay, end date. 2022 is the start date. So if you subtract 2022 from 2023, we get 1, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. So suppose if I mention 12, okay, let's say this is December month, okay? This is December month, okay, for the last year. So this month is October, correct?
Yeah.
So what is the output for this? What is the output for this? Still it will be 1 only. It will look for year 2023 here. Here the year is 2022. So the difference is between 2022 and 2023 is 1. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I am going to change the part type. It is a MM. So Venugopal, what is the output now? What is the output now? Here the month number is 12. Here the month number is 10. So tell me what is the output?
10 months.
Hmm?
Will it be -2 or 2?
10 months.
Okay. This year October, sir. Last year December. So how many months difference, sir?
Okay, 10 months.
Right. Right. Clear? Okay, right. Next, let me just calculate the difference in days. Okay. So what is the interval I have mentioned? DD. So we will get to know how many days are difference between the start date and the end date. Okay. So 318. Okay. Clear or not clear?
Clear.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose I want to mention yesterday date here. Okay. 2023. Here it is 210. Okay. So yesterday date was 23, correct? So now tell me what is the output?
1.
1. So everyone is clear about date diff function?
Yeah.
Everyone is clear about the date diff function syntax. What is the description? Venugopal? Okay. Please write down the description about the date diff function and then write down the syntax. After that, you have to write minimum 2 or 3 examples. Clear or not clear? Just write down the description or a definition about the date diff function. It's used, just write down, it's used to find out the difference between start date and end date based on the part type. You are writing, right? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. It's used to find out the difference between start date and end date based on the part type. After that, you please write down the syntax and then you write down minimum 2 or 3 examples. Once you have completed the query, you should write output also. Okay, like this. Okay, if I execute this query, what is the output? It is going to return. Okay, so output also you have to fill it. Done, sir? Hello? Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Next function. What is the next function? Date name, right? Okay. Okay. So just think it, what is the output it will return if I use a date name function?
Yes, sir. String will be then, I think.
Hmm? It
String
will return
into the string.
the data type as a string. Okay. Because it is mentioned, okay, name. So what are the possible part types we can use for this function? We can use, okay, or we can use DW. Okay. So only for these part types, we can display the name. So for example, if I mention some date and if I mention this let's say today date, I'm going to pass as an input. So part type is So what is the month number? 10, correct? For today date, what is the month number?
Yes, sir.
10. So what is the month name for 10? What is the month
October.
name for the month number 10? October.
October,
Why
sir.
you guys are thinking?
October,
Okay.
sir.
Suppose, okay, let's say today date is 2023-03-20. What is the month number? 3.
March.
So what is the month name for 3? March, correct?
March.
Okay, right.
March.
Suppose, okay, DW I want to pass for today date. Okay, for today date, I want to pass the part type as DW. Okay, so today is week, day of week. Okay, what is the day of week for today?
Tuesday.
3.
Tuesday.
Okay, 3.
Three.
3. Day of week for today date is 3, correct? So
Yeah.
week starts from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So today is a Tuesday. So it will return Tuesday. Okay.
Tuesday.
Because 3, DW means 3. Okay. Let's see the syntax first. Date name of part type comma date or column name. Okay. So you can pass column name or you can mention some date. Okay. So what are the possible part types? Hardly we can use here either or DW. Okay. Right. So let's write one simple query. Select. What is the function? Date name. Date name comma DW comma get date. If I execute this query, what is the output we are going to get?
Tuesday.
Right. Okay. Suppose if I put
October.
October.
October. Okay, right. Okay, so still we will proceed with the DW. Okay, instead of get date, we will pass some customized date, some hard coded date. Okay, so let's say 2024. Okay, 08-15. Next year, Independence Day, I have mentioned it. I just I am just interested, okay, to know the week name for the next year Independence Day. So just I'm very curious to know whether it is a holiday, sorry, it is coming on weekday or weekends. Clear? So see, it is going to come on Thursday in the next year. Clear? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
similarly,
Clear,
I am
sir.
interested, okay, to know when it is going to come on January 1st. Okay. Okay, so 2024 0101 I have passed as an input. So it is going to come on.
Monday.
Monday.
So, okay, we are
Monday.
going to get a long weekend, correct?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, right. Can you please write down the description about date name? Similarly, syntax next to minimum 2 or 3 examples. Okay, write down. It is used to display the name for the given date. It's used to display the name. It's used to display the name for the given date based on the part type. Based on the part type. It is used to display the name for the given date based on the part type. After that, you write down the syntax.
Sir.
Okay, done. Examples.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Attendance and mark permission.
It's already there. Can you check from your end, sir?
Write permission is not there, sir. On that Excel. Only we can view.
Okay. Can you try now? Maybe other sheet is having the permission. Can you please try?
Still it is not updated.
Check.
Not
check,
updating, sir.
refresh it. I did it.
Okay.
Last one, 24th date is there.
Yeah. Now.
You are able to modify, right?
Yeah. It is.
It's there, sir.
Okay, you guys continue. Okay, to mark your attendance. Okay, let me complete the class. Okay, so if anyone doesn't have a permission, please let me know.
Sarath, share the link in the chat. Okay, got
I
it.
already shared it. I already shared. Okay. Okay, so let's write some examples or queries. Okay, we have completed date and time functions. Yes or no? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many functions as part of date and time functions? Date part, date add, date diff, date name, correct?
Name. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
right, right. So let me give you one query to you. Just write down in your system, in your notebook, write a query, write a query, write a query to calculate your age. Write a query to calculate your age. Did you understand the question? Write a query to calculate your age. So what is the function you have to use?
Date diff, sir.
Okay, done. So please send me the query once you complete. Girish? Hello, Girish.
Hello.
Completed? Prakash? Select date diff. Okay. What is the part type based on the question we need to mention? What is the part type? Okay,
Yes, sir.
why.
Yes.
So what would be the start date? You have to mention your date of
Date of
birth.
birth.
Okay, end date would be get date. Okay, right here you have to mention within single quote your date of birth. Then here you have to use, okay, get date. Clear, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. I think I have already given a script for the sales database. Can you please verify it? Okay, do you have the EMP table or not in your system? Do you have a EMP table? No? We have a EMP table, correct?
Yes,
So I have
sir.
already shared the script, right, for creating the sales database and to have some important tables, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we are going to verify the EMP table. So observe the data in a EMP table. We have a employee number, we have a employee name, we have a designation, we have a manager number, we have a hire date, we have a salary, we have a commission, we have a department number, correct? So we are interested for every employee to calculate their experience in years. Okay, for example, Smith, when he was joined, Girish, in the year 1980. 1980. Suppose if you calculate the experience, how many years of experience he has?
20, 40,
Hmm?
42, 43.
43. So how to get 43?
Using date.
So for every employee, we have to calculate the experience. So we are going to use date diff. Okay.
Why.
So they asked a difference in years. So why we have to use. Next, what would be the start date?
Higher date.
Start date is nothing but their higher date. Clear? Okay. Till today, we have to calculate the experience. Okay. Get date. Okay. So I will be executing this query. Please see the output. We spoke about the Smith. Okay. We are getting the expected number. Yes or no?
Yes.
So for every employee,
sir.
I have calculated the experience. Okay, so if it is a null, we will get a null only. Okay, so by the default, okay, for our expression, we are getting the column name as no column name. So I want to put some proper name, okay, to understand for the business. So what you wanted me to mention?
Experience.
Experience in
Yes.
years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Okay. So let's re-execute the query. So we are getting the proper, correct?
Yes.
Copy this query also. Write a query. Write a query. Please write down the question before writing this query. Write a query. Write a query to calculate the experience for each employee in the employee table. Write a query to calculate the experience for each employee in the employee table. Venugopal. Hello, Venugopal.
Sir, completed.
Okay, so one question I have. Okay, today date is, for example, 2023, October. Hmm,
24.
24. Right. Okay. What is the last date of this year? Emma? Tell me, Emma. Okay, this is the last date, right, for this year. So okay, so this one you should not pass like this. Okay, you have to pass get date. Okay, so I just wanted to know how many days are left to complete this year. You are getting my question or not getting? See, today date is October 24. How many days, okay, are left to finish this year?
Oh my.
Still question is not clear. Okay, ఇంకా ఎన్ని రోజులు అయితే ఈ ఇయర్ కంప్లీట్ అవుతుంది? అర్థం కాలేదా?
60
ఆ నంబర్ కావాలి నాకు. ఓకే, సో నాకు ఆ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ కి క్వరీ కావాలన్నమాట.
Date diff day TD
కామా
get date
get date. Very good.
12/23
Last date
12.
Year ending
2023.
date.
Correct, year ending date. So clear, sir?
Clear.
Okay, so just write down the question first. Based on that, you can try the query. Write a query to find out a number of days left to complete this year. Write a query to find out a number of days, to find out number of ash days, ash DAYS. Write a query to find out a number of days to finish this year or to complete this year. On your own, please write down the query. Completed, sir?
Yeah, completed.
Okay. Right, next. Can you just tell me what are the next functions? So we have finished, okay, string functions. We have finished date functions, correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the next
Null
topic
functions.
in the functions?
Null functions and aggregate.
Aggregate
Okay,
function
null
is null
functions. Okay, okay. First we go with the null functions. Okay, so here null functions. Please put a side heading. Okay, next in the null functions we have a 3 different functions. Okay, one is null. Next
Yeah.
one is null if.
If
Okay, next one more function. Okay, in between this coalesce.
police మీ చెప్పాలన్నమాట నేను
Ma-
చెప్తారా పోలీసు పూక
ఎవరండి ఆయన? ఎవరు? హలో, వల్గర్ లాంగ్వేజ్ మాట్లాడుతున్నట్టున్నారు కదా గిరీష్? ఈజ్ నల్ ఫంక్షన్. ఫస్ట్ అసలు నల్ అంటే ఏంటి అనేది డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం, ఆ తర్వాత ఫంక్షన్స్ గురించి చూద్దాం. ఓకే, సో ఎవరన్నా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారా సార్? హలో, ఎవరైనా నల్ వాల్యూస్ చూసారా అసలు డేటాబేస్ లో? ఇక్కడ ఉంది చూడండి
Yeah,
టేబుల్ లో,
చూసాను.
చూడొకసారి. నల్ అసలు నల్ అంటే ఏంది?
Unknown value.
అన్నోన్ వాల్యూ ఆర్ డిఫైన్డ్ వాల్యూ. గుడ్. ఓకే, సో ఇదేంటిది? వాల్యూ
Yeah.
అంటే నాన్ నల్ అని అర్థం.
Yeah.
ఇది నాన్ నల్, ఇది నాన్ నల్, ఇది నాన్ నల్. ఓకే, ఇది వచ్చేసరికి నల్ వాల్యూ. ఓకే,
ఓకే
సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ నల్ వాల్యూస్ తో మనం ఏదైనా ఆపరేషన్ చేసామనుకోండి, అంటే స్ట్రింగ్ ఆపరేషన్స్ కావచ్చు, ఓకే, లేకపోతే అడిషన్స్ కావచ్చు, సబ్ట్రాక్షన్స్ కావచ్చు, ఓకే, మల్టిప్లికేషన్స్ కావచ్చు, డివిజన్స్ కావచ్చు, ఏది చేసినా సరే మనకి రిజల్ట్ అనేది నల్ వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా సార్? ఇప్పుడు మనకి జస్ట్ ఒక సింపుల్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ చూద్దాం. 500 + 300 అంటున్నా సార్. ఈ 500 అనేది 300 అనేవి రెండు కూడా నాన్ నల్స్, అవునా కదా? వాల్యూస్, అవునా కదా?
Yes.
ఎస్ సార్
అవుట్పుట్ ఎంత గిరీష్?
400.
500 + 300 400.
500 + 300.
800.
800. ఓకే, సపోజ్ నేను దీని ప్లేస్ లో 100 పెడితే నువ్వు చెప్పిన ఆన్సర్ కరెక్ట్, అంతేనా?
Yeah.
600. ఓకేనా? హలో,
Yes.
ఓకే. అదే కనుక 100 ప్లేస్ లో 0 పెడితే ఎంత?
500.
500.
500. సో 0 ప్లేస్ లో నల్ పెడితే ఎంత? ఏమండి?
500.
500 + నల్ ఎంత అండి అవుట్పుట్?
500.
నల్ సార్.
Null.
నల్లుతో మనం ఏమైనా ఆపరేషన్ చేసినా సరే నల్లే అనమాట అవుట్పుట్. అర్థమైందా?
Yeah.
నల్లుతో మనం ఏ ఆపరేషన్ చేసినా సరే మనకి అవుట్పుట్ వచ్చేసరికి నల్లు, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే, నల్ + నల్ అంటే ఎంత సార్ అవుట్పుట్?
Null.
ఏమండి?
నల్
నల్లే. ఓకే, సో క్లియర్ ఆర్ నాట్ క్లియర్? సో స్ట్రింగ్ ఆపరేషన్స్ ట్రై చేద్దాం. ఓకే, సపోజ్ మనకి ఏబిసిడి. ఓకే, జేహెచ్హెచ్ అనేది ఓకే స్ట్రింగ్, ఎందుకని సింగిల్ కోడ్ లో పెట్టావు కాబట్టి. సో ఇప్పుడు స్ట్రింగ్ + నల్ ఎంత అండి? చెప్పండి సార్.
Null.
స్ట్రింగ్ + నల్ ఎంత? నల్లే.
నల్
ఓకేనా? సో నెక్స్ట్ 0 + నల్ ఎంత?
Null.
Null.
నల్. సో
Null.
ఇప్పుడు మనకి నల్తో ఏ ఆపరేషన్ చేసినా సరే, నల్తో ఏ ఆపరేషన్ చేసినా సరే, అది స్ట్రింగ్ ఆపరేషన్స్ కావచ్చు, అర్థమెటిక్ ఆపరేషన్స్ కావచ్చు, లాజికల్ ఆపరేషన్స్ కావచ్చు, ఏవి చేసినా సరే అవుట్పుట్ ఏంది?
Null.
Null.
నల్. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు రిలేషనల్ డేటాబేస్ లో కానీ, ఓకే, మల్టీ డైమెన్షనల్ డేటాబేస్ లో కానీ, కాలమ్నార్ డేటాబేస్ లో కానీ నల్తో ఆపరేషన్స్ ఏం చేసినా సరే రిజల్ట్ నల్ అన్నమాట. అలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మరి నల్ వాల్యూస్ తో మనం వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మనకి అవుట్పుట్ నల్ వస్తుంది కాబట్టి అది కాన్సెప్ట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో రాంగ్. ఇప్పుడు నీ శాలరీ 3000, నీ శాలరీ 3000, నీ వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది నల్. సో నీ టోటల్ ప్యాకేజ్ అని అడిగా, ఏం చెప్పాలి? అర్థం కాల.
Both
Okay.
variable and fixed.
ఇప్పుడు నీ 3000 అనేది నీ మంత్ శాలరీ, తర్వాత కమిషన్ అంటే వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది నల్ అన్నమాట. అంటే నీకు వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది లేదు. ఓకే, ఇదంతా ఫిక్స్డ్ పే అన్నట్టు అర్థం. 3000 అనేది ఓకే మంత్లీ శాలరీ. ఓకే, నల్ అనేది నీ వేరియబుల్ పే అన్నమాట. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నీ టోటల్ ప్యాకేజ్ అని అడిగాను అనుకో, ఏం చేయాలి నువ్వు? ఈ రెండింటిని కంబైన్ చేసి చూపించాలి, అవునా కదా? 3000
Yeah.
ప్లస్ నల్ యాక్చువల్ గా మన కాన్సెప్ట్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో ఏమొస్తుంది? మన టెక్నికల్ గా డేటాబేస్ లో 3000 ప్లస్ నల్ అంటే నల్ అని వస్తుంది.
Null
బట్
వస్తుంది.
నీ టోటల్ ప్యాకేజ్ నల్ అంటే నువ్వు ఒప్పుకుంటావా? ఒప్పుకోవు, అంతే కదా?
అవును.
అంటే ఏం చేయాలి?
Yes, sir.
నల్ వాల్యూని హ్యాండిల్
Yes,
చేసి
sir.
నీ 3000కి యాడ్ చేయాలి, అవునా కదా?
అవును.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
నీ నల్ వాల్యూని అంటే నీ వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది నల్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ఆ నల్ వాల్యూని హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తే వాల్యూగా మారిపోద్ది. ఆ వాల్యూని నీ శాలరీకి యాడ్ చేసినప్పుడు కరెక్ట్ వాల్యూ వస్తుంది, అవునా కదా? అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకి ప్రజెంట్ వేరియబుల్ పే ఎంత? ప్రజెంట్ వేరియబుల్ పే ఎంత?
null,
నల్. అంటే ఆ నల్ ప్లేస్ లో నేను 0 పెట్టాలనుకుంటున్నా. ఓకే, ఆ తర్వాత నేను 3000కి యాడ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నా. పాసిబులా కాదా?
Yeah, possible.
Possible,
3000 ప్లస్ 0 ఎంత?
3000.
3000.
3000. అది ఒకవేళ కమిషన్ అంటే వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది 300 ఇచ్చారు. వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది 300 ఇచ్చారు సార్. అప్పుడు కూడా 300ని 0 చేయాలా, లేకపోతే 300తో కంటిన్యూ అవ్వాలా?
300.
Continue.
Continue అవ్వాలి sir. 300.
continue.
కంటిన్యూ అవ్వాలి. అది అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీనింగ్ ఏంది? వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది ఒకవేళ నల్ అయితే దాన్ని 0గా హ్యాండిల్ చేసి శాలరీకి యాడ్ చేయాలి. ఒకవేళ వేరియబుల్ పే అనేది వాల్యూ అయితే ఆ వాల్యూని యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గా ఉంచి శాలరీకి యాడ్ చేయాలి, అవునా కాదా?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే, రైట్. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఫంక్షన్స్ నేర్చుకోబోతున్నాం. దీనికి నల్ వాల్యూ ఉంటే ఎలా హ్యాండిల్ చేయాలి అనేది. సో బేసికలీ ఫస్ట్ ఫంక్షన్ ఈజ్ నల్ ఫంక్షన్. Is null function. Okay, it is used to check the null values in the given column. It is used to check the null values in the given column. If the given column contain null value, if the given column contain null value, then it will replace with the user defined value. Suppose if the given column doesn't contain a null value, it has a value. So it won't replace with the user defined value. Clear or not clear? So let me write down the syntax to use the is null function. Is null of column name comma user defined value. అర్థమవుతుందా కాలేదా? సింటాక్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి జాగ్రత్తగా. ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ ఏంటి? కాలం నేమ్. ఓకే, సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఏంటి?
యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ వాల్యూ.
యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ వాల్యూ. సో ఈ కాలం డేటా టైప్ ఏదైతే ఉందో నీ దగ్గర నీ టేబుల్లో అదే డేటా టైప్ కి సంబంధించిన వాల్యూ ఇవ్వాలన్నమాట. జాగ్రత్త ఇక్కడ, రైట్. సో ఇది ఏం చేస్తుంది టెక్నికల్ గా? దిస్ ఫంక్షన్ విల్ వెరిఫై ద null values in this column. This is null function checks the null values in this column. If this column contain null value, then it will replace with the user defined value. If this column contain a value, if this column contain a value, okay, it will display as it is that value. It won't replace with the user defined value. Clear?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Clear or not clear? Or do you want me to repeat? Okay, so let's go and check, okay, some table. Okay, which table is having the null value? Okay. Okay. Select star from EMP. Okay, please observe the columns. Which column has null values? COMM, correct?
Mm. Yes, sir.
Commission.
COMM is having the null value. MGR column is having the null value. Also, there is a one row which is having the null value in the higher date, correct?
Sir.
Hello?
Okay.
Commission
Yes, sir.
column has more null values. commission column is having the more null values. So we will go with the commission. See, in the commission column, okay, so there are values and there are null values, correct?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So now let me try to replace the user defined value in the commission column if the commission column contain null. Okay, so you already know how to use this function. So what is the column name you want me to use? Commission. What is the data type of commission column in the employee table? Please verify it by expanding this. Okay, what is the data type, Girish, for the commission column?
No, int.
Integer. So user defined
Int.
value also must be an integer. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Okay, as okay, new underscore COMM. Okay, so this star indicates that all columns from your table. Okay, how many columns from employee number to department number? 8 columns. So you will get a 8 columns and one more new column you are going to get. So you tell me this is a logical column or physical column?
Logical column.
Logical.
It's a logical. Okay, execute the query. See the output of the new column called new underscore COMM. Wherever there is a null, what is the value we are getting?
Zero.
0. Wherever there is a value, okay, we are getting the
Value.
Same value.
same value, correct? This is a value, the same value we are getting. Suppose this is a null value, in that place we are getting 0. How we are getting these zeros? How we are getting?
We have defined
We are
it
passing
null
this.
0 only.
We mentioned the user defined value as a 0. Okay, so this function is verifying the nulls in the commission column. If this commission column is having the null, in that nulls we are getting 0.
0.
Okay, suppose if
Yes,
this
sir.
is having the value, if this is having the value, we are getting the same value.
Yeah.
Right, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, correct, sir.
Right. Okay, fine. So just write down the story first about null functions. After that, okay, you write down some points about the nulls. In any relational, in any database, in any database, comma, if we perform any operations with the null, in any database, comma, if we perform any operations with the null values, if we perform any operations with the null values, then result will be
None.
null. Okay, then result will be null. Next point, nulls are undefined values in the database. 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 Okay, now write down type of null functions. Okay, done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now write down the description about is null. It checks the nulls in the specified column. It checks the nulls in the specified column. Full stop. If the column contain null value, then then it will be replaced with user defined value. Otherwise it will display the same value. Now write down the syntax. Is null of column name comma user defined value. Is null of column name comma user defined value. Completed, sir? Just write down this one example. Next example, sir. You completed or not completed? Revati?
Completed, sir.
Okay. So we will check for the higher date column. There is a null value, okay, for the employee. Okay. So here you need to put, okay, some default date. Let's say 200101. Okay, na? If the higher date is having the null value, we will need to replace with the default value, some default date. What is the default date? 200101. Okay, na? So what is the query now we have to try? Select star comma is null of what is the column? Higher date. Okay. What is the data type of higher date? Date type. So user defined value must be within single quote, correct? 200101. So now let's close the bracket. Okay. So this is a new underscore higher date. Okay. So let me just go and execute this query. Can please check in that null, we are displaying the default date, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Next. So we will need to add a commission for the salary. So we have to display the new column name as salary with commission. Okay, na sir? So I am going to write a one more query. Okay, before that, let me show you the data. 8,400 is the salary for one of the employee. Okay. So what is the commission for him?
Null.
Null.
Null. So
Null.
now salary with commission, we need to display as a new column. So here, what is the value we supposed to display?
8,400.
8,400. Suppose for this employee, how much we have to display?
2,200. 200.
2,290.
298.
Right. So first we will handle the
Is null.
null value in the commission column, comma 0. Clear?
Yeah.
So we have handled it. After that, we are adding to
Salary.
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 So for this
Thanks.
expression, we are putting some logical column as sal
No
with commission.
Commission.
So name of the column is our wish. Okay, it is in our control. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So why it is showing error? Because we have not mentioned comma. Okay. So let's execute this query. So you please validate it. This output is correct or wrong.
Correct.
Hello. So for example, this employee, okay. So he has the commission, he has the salary. So we need to add. So 500 plus 1500, 1. Okay. So 2001. It is working fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You would just take on more record. 8,400 plus null. 8,400.
8,400.
So write down this query also. Completed, sir?
Yes, sir. Completed, sir.
Okay. Next function. Colis. Okay. This function also used to handle the null value. There will be no doubt. Okay. Is null function also used to handle the null value. So the difference between these two functions is null function can accept only one column, whereas Colis function can accept multiple columns. So you can check multiple columns also. Okay, at a time. So let me write a syntax. Okay. Colis bracket column 1 comma column 2 comma column 3 and so on. Okay. Column n comma user defined value. User defined value. Okay, so try to understand. Let me copy the syntax of is null also so that you will be able to understand easily. Okay. Is null function is having two arguments only, correct? Is null function is
Yes.
having only two arguments. It means that it can evaluate or it can check nulls in only one column. Getting or not getting?
Yeah, getting.
It can evaluate or it can check nulls only in one column. Whereas Coley's function, it will check nulls in the column 1. Okay. If this is having the null, then it will check the values in the column 2. If that column 2 also having null, it will check in the column 3. If all the columns are having the null in the row, then it will display the user defined value. Getting or not getting? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If
All
all the
columns
columns are having the null value in the row, then Coley's function will display the user defined value. Suppose if this column 1 is having the null and if the column 2 is having the value, then what is the output? We get a column 2 value. We get a column 2 value. Next, another case. If column 1, column 2, both are having the null values, but column 3 is having the value, then what is the output of Coley's?
column 3 value.
Column 3.
Column 3 value it will display. Suppose if column 1, column 2, column 3 are having the null values, but column 4 is having the value. In that case, what it will do?
Column 4.
Column 4.
Column 4 value will be displayed. If all the columns till column n are having the null values, then
User defined.
it
value.
will
User
display
defined.
with user defined value. So now what did you understand? The difference between Coley's function and is null.
Is null.
If the entire row is record is having null, then user defined.
It can evaluate only one column, correct?
Yes.
You
Yes, sir.
cannot mention multiple columns here, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Suppose Coley's function is having an ability to check
To handle
multiple columns,
multiple columns.
to handle multiple columns. Clear, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's create a one simple table and check this is Coley's function and also is null function. Let me see, is there any table? Okay, already we have the columns. Not this table.
Salesman చూడు salesman కింద
Sample table, do we have it, sir? Yes, I think. Let
Yeah.
me. Only two column, one column. Okay, let's do one thing. We will create a one simple table, just ID, okay, employee name, okay, employee salary, employee commission, employee bonus. Some columns we will create it, okay. Next, any other column you wanted me to add? HRA. Okay, no, sir. These are the 4 columns we are going to, okay, handle it. Okay, let me try to mention the data 1. Okay, A. So here null, here also null, but bonus is having 400. So this is 0. Next, second employee, B. Okay, null, commission is 800. Okay, 300, 0. Next, 3 employee, C. Okay, so 3000, next 400 null, next 100 4 D null 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 null. Okay, okay. We will need to derive a new column. So total how many columns right now? Total how many columns? 6 columns, correct?
Columns.
Yes, sir.
Number of rows are
4.
4.
Columns.
So like this, we have created table and we have stored the data. So in the new column, we need to display, okay, 400, for this row 800, for this row 3000, for this row, okay, let's say 200. Getting or not getting? Okay, new column name. So let's say new call. So for this, what is the value? 400. Next, for this, what is the value, sir? 800. Okay. For this, 3000. For this, 200. Revati. Hello, Revati. రేవతి ఉన్నావా క్లాసులో?
ఉన్నా సార్.
ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేద్దాం చెప్పు, ఈ అవుట్పుట్ రావడానికి ఏ ఫంక్షన్ వాడదాం?
పోలీస్ ఫంక్షన్ సార్.
ఓకే, సెలెక్ట్. So from, okay, we did not create a table, that's okay. So we will put some sample underscore data. Consider that we have created a table with these columns and we have stored this data also. Okay, right. So
sir.
I am going to put star. So what is the function?
పోలీస్ ఫంక్షన్.
COALESE. Okay, colis of first column is salary, comma COMM, comma
బోనస్.
bonus, comma HRA, comma what is the user defined value they asked?
న్యూ కాలమ్ 200. సారీ 200.
Okay, if all the columns are having the null values, they ask to mention just 200. Okay,
ఓకే సార్.
if this is having the null, then we will need to check commission value. If the commission also null, then we will need to check the bonus. Bonus also null, then we need to check HRA. HRA also null, we need to. So first we are checking the first row. Okay. Salary column. What is the salary column? Value here null. So what colis function will do? It will go and check commission column. So commission also null. Okay. So again, it will go to the bonus. So what is the bonus value? It is a 400. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Clear or not clear? Next, second row. Okay. So salary column. What is the value? Null. Okay. So we should check the second column. So what is the commission column now? 800. So we have to display 800. That's why we are getting here. Next, third row. So third row is salary. Okay, what is the value of salary for the third row? It is 3000. So it is not a null, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we need to display the same. Now fourth record. So all are nulls. So we have to display
200.
200. Okay, clear? So what you have to do is, okay, you please create a table during your practice and then you try this one. Okay. Okay, in your notebook, can you just write down this data? After that, you write down this query.
Yes, sir.
Don't write new column. This one, don't write it. Okay. So till HRA only you have to write. This is the input table. After executing this query, this is the output. Completed, sir. Completed, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So we have written a logic to handle the values in salary column, commission column, bonus column, HRA column. So if we don't know Coley's function, but we know just is null function, how to handle? Okay, let me just put comma. So is null function, we already know it. Okay, is null of what is the first column, sir? Salary. Then what is the second column? Commission.
Commission.
Okay. So again, one more is null function I am using it. Is null of. Okay. This time I'm going to use which column? Bonus. Okay. Next. This result also null. Then what to do? Is null. Okay. Comma. HRA. Okay. Again, the result is null. Okay. So we are going to use one more is null. Comma. Okay. 200. See, this one also doing the same. This one also doing the same. Which one will be the faster or better? From the performance point of view, which one will give a better performance?
Police.
Police,
Police
sir.
will give a better performance because it can evaluate multiple columns at a time. This function has to wait to complete this result, correct? And again, this part has to wait, okay, to get the output for this. Again, this one should wait for getting the result of this one. Clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
from the performance point of view, this one will give a low performance. This one will give a better performance. Okay, na sir? So please write down this one also. You need to check, okay, both outputs are same or not. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you, sir. We have completed as of now only 2 functions as part of null. So null if we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. Hello. So
Yes,
use
sir.
null function
Okay,
we
sir.
have completed. Colis also we have completed. So null if is pending. We will finish tomorrow and then tomorrow we will start the aggregate functions. Clear, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
I hope you
Thank
have
you.
completed your attendance. You marked your attendance.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So please mark your attendance against your name. Okay. I have the last column is N. Okay.